what, or who, caught Jonah's attention. As I did, Ethan and Ezra Graber, Jonah's 8-year-old identical twin sons, slunk away. The boys looked exactly like their father had at their age, and they were just as mischievous. The only problem was there were 2 of them. Double trouble wasn't even the half of it, but by the stony expression on their father's face, I bet they regretted the goat gate already. Jonah's jaw clenched. "It won't happen again." "I should hope not." Before Gideon stomped away, he said something to Jonah in Pennsylvania Dutch. The word I recognized was Englische. Me. I guess he considered me one after all. Petunia munched on one of the fallen leaves around her feet. Her crunching and chewing blended in with the sound of the auction, the auctioneer calling for bids for a ram inside the barn, the mooing of the dairy cows waiting to be brought to the block, and the chatter of both English and Amish as they moved around the grounds from tent to tent and barn to barn. Holmes County, Ohio, had several Amish auctions throughout the week, but the Rolling Brook Auction was one of the largest and most successful. It was the one event in the tiny township guaranteed to attract the tourists away from the better-known Amish towns of Berlin, Sugar Creek, and Charm. "What did he say to you before he left?" I asked. "It doesn't matter." Jonah removed his felt hat, ran his hand through his sandy-colored hair, and set the hat back in place. I always marveled at how Amish men, despite the hard labor that they did, were always able to keep their hats on. In that respect, they were kind of like Indiana Jones with beards. "It matters to me, Jojo," I said, using the name I had called him when we were children. I had been born in Holmes County and lived here until age 10, when my father took an executive job in Dallas. I came back permanently 2 months ago, when I inherited running stitch from my late and beloved Amish Aunt Eleanor. I know he was talking about me. I heard Englische. Jonah sighed. "He said something like, 'Don't make me rethink my decision about the Englische.'" I frowned. "Do you think he'll kick me out of the auction? Because of the goat?" "Nay, of course he won't. You're not the person responsible. It's those kinna." Jonah's mouth compressed into a thin line. "I'd ask them to make sure all the goats made it to the show pen. I don't know what got into their heads to let Petunia out. Those boys." I laughed. "You caused just as much trouble when you were their age. I think I recall you swiping fry pies from your grandmother's kitchen windowsill." Jonah grinned. "You will have to take that to the grave. You are guilty as my accomplice." His grin grew. "And if I remember correctly, you ate your share of those pies." I brushed dirt off of the front of my shirt. "I don't recall that part." Jonah snorted. "Maybe we should ask my mom. She'll remember." "What does your mom remember?" a woman's deep voice asked. I turned to see Anna Graber walking toward us. Anna wore a black apron over her navy dress, and her gray hair was parted down the middle and rolled into a bun at the back of her head, in the Amish way. A white prayer cap hid most of her hair from sight. "That the twins are as bad as Jonah was as a child," I said. Jonah rolled his eyes. Why do I think he picked up that habit from me? "Ah," Anna said. "That's true." She examined her son's appearance. "Thinking of the trouble he gave me as a child, it only seems fitting he would have twins." "I wasn't that bad," he scoffed. Anna tapped her chin with her right index finger. "I seem to remember some of your gross mummy's fry pies going missing." Jonah opened his mouth as if to protest, or more likely tell my involvement in the crime. But Anna kept going. "Emma told me Petunia had run loose." Anna patted Petunia's head in the spot where her horns would have been, if they had been allowed to grow. "I see you caught her." "Angie caught her. She tackled the goat like a football player." I narrowed my eyes at Jonah. "What do you know about football?" "I see the Millersburg High School team."